really critical to getting the thing to pass.
And for years, we've been documenting the rise of the police state. While I was watching the Edge of a Revolution video, this is kind of how I imagine the song and video were inspired. Hey, marketing team, we got to get a new album out for the remaining Nickelback fans that are left. Any ideas?
Well, people seem to be into revolution. Even our blue-collar fan base is angry.
Yeah, revolution. That's a no-brainer.
Mr. Moneybags, my cousin used to be in this thing called, Occupy.
Occupy. Yeah, add that in the video. We'll make people think our corporate rock star cutouts really care about the people that have this vanilla rock forced on them. I'm getting visions of more records being sold and more money in my bags.
I like money.
Mr. Moneybags, no one but trendies and DJs buy records.
Techno, that's it. The next Nickelback record will be techno. Enjoy your corporately created revolution. Brought to you by the 2011 #1 musical turnoff and the band that was voted the second worst band of the 90s, Nickelback. And to all you nickelheads out there, before you start writing in the comments telling me how much you hate me, read a little bit about the tax-free foundations in the links provided below. You just might learn something. And this is Rob Dew for InfoWars Nightly News and Infowars.com. If you are watching this on YouTube, please consider becoming a member of PrisonPlanet.tv. The new album drops November 17th, so get ready for an onslaught of vapid Nickelback songs to flood corporate radio.
Oh, we try to do entertainment coverage here. Now, for the rest of the hour, pharmacist Ben Fuchs joins us. We appreciate him coming on the transmission with us. He's a top compounding pharmacist and just a great talk show host here on the GCN Radio Network, GCNlive.com. I want to get into digestive system and mood and brain health. I want to talk about digestive system and skin health, weight gain and digestion. A lot of secrets out there that are pretty well known to folks that have investigated, because we also want to talk about solutions here of trying to get our lives together. And I've been following a lot of the stuff that pharmacist Ben Fuchs has been talking about for about 3 years now, working with Dr. Group and others. But Fuchs has also been advising me, and it's really helped me. I have lost tons of weight. People can see it, feel great, have more energy with really simple things. And a lot of it's getting my gut in line. So we're going to discuss that. We're also going to talk about this article, Are Probiotics the New Prozac? Think twice how the gut's second brain influences mood and well-being. Scientific American. Yeah, there's a brain in the gut, basically. We're going to talk about all those secrets and more with pharmacist Ben Fuchs. Ben, great to have you with us.
Thank you. Good to see you again, Alex.
Wow, so much happening. Where do you want to start when we come back from this break?
Well, you know, I always say that health should be simple. And there's nothing more simple when it comes to how we live our lives than the food that we eat. We have such control over what we put into our mouth. And when you understand that the foods that we eat have an impact on our health and on our longevity and on our disease states, and then you combine that with the element of choice, lifestyle choice, it seems like a no-brainer to try to at least understand the impact that foods have on our bodies, on our mentality, on our emotions, as well as on our physical well-being.
Well, that's right. Separately, your take on Ebola for a minute or two. They claim no more cases this week, but we've talked to medical doctors and others, a bunch of them, and Forbes admitted they were in a meeting with the media, and they said, no, we're going to cover up what the government believes are cases. Regardless, they're disappearing people. What do you think is really happening?
Two words here, Alex: immune system, defenses. And we're going to get into talking about that, I hope. The gut is the house of your immune system. It's the bulk of your immune system. 70 to 80% of your immunity is located in your gut, fighting viruses, fighting bacteria, fighting toxicity, detoxification. All of this mandates that we take care of our immune system, which means take care of our gut. So if you're worried about the flu virus, HIV virus, Ebola virus, a shingles virus, now that's all in the news, you can do no better than take care of the immune system in your gut by making better food choices, using probiotics as well as other nutritional supplements.
Well, that's right. And again, most of our listeners know this, but a lot of new listeners don't. This is revolutionary stuff. And I knew all this knowledge years ago, but I just didn't follow it. Following it has changed my life. I want to discuss this all with pharmacist Ben Fuchs. He's the host of Right Side for an hour every day right before my syndicated broadcast, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And it's picked up by a lot of stations across the country, including a lot of our affiliates. And we're very Excited to have him here with us today. And we'll also open the phones up for your health questions for him coming up in a few segments from now. Stay with us. Bill and Melinda Gates are investing in weather control, genetic engineering, you name it. But their biggest investment in the last 2 years is gut flora. They know the BT corn, they own part of Monsanto, and the rest of it is manipulating the gut. They know this is all happening. And the gut, as our other guests have said, has basically connections to the spine, to the brain. The two are connected. Autism with gut flora problems is connected to what's happened with the kids along with vaccines. Think twice how the gut's second brain influences mood and well-being. Scientific American. Are probiotics the new Prozac? The gut-brain axis. Can probiotics affect your mood? Potential probiotic effects go beyond gut. How your skin health reflects your... I mean, this is everything I heard Fuchs saying 6 years ago, 5 years ago when I first became aware of him. And then now, this year, more and more of it is coming out. Very exciting. So this is a short segment. You got the floor getting into this. And we're not even selling probiotics. I don't even have a probiotic, folks. I mean, even though B12, Secret 12, I mean, is a probiotic overall, it's not a microbe. Explain to people what probiotics are. I mean, I know they know what they are basically, but you know, larger sense how the gut works.
Oh, Alex, probiotics are so cool on so many levels. First of all, how interesting is it that our entire lives are run by these little tiny bacteria that live in our gut, trillions of bacteria. Do you know there's 10 times more bacterial cells in your body than there are human cells? So in many ways, we're just like carrying cases for these bacteria. And what do these bacteria do? Well, they make vitamins. They detoxify food. They help us derive energy from our food. They fight cancer. They communicate with the cells of our intestine to accelerate the healing process. And one of the coolest aspects of these gut bacteria is they act as a repository of genetic material that can literally be shared with our own genes. In other words, we transfer genes from our bacteria to our own cells. In essence, we are a form of walking bacteria via these interactions. And almost everything we do on a regular basis conspires to kill off these incredibly critical elements that live in our digestive tract. I'm talking chlorine in food, chlorine in water. I'm talking fluoride in water. I'm talking antibiotics that we take intentionally. I'm talking antibiotics that we take unintentionally. Antibiotics in fish and in dairy and in meat. All of these conspire to kill off the probiotics, which for most of us are already deficient because of how because of the birth process. You know, 1/3 of Americans are born cesarean section, and now we have voluntary cesareans where people are getting cesarean sections just so they don't have scarring on their bellies. This is the latest trend in Hollywood, to have an early cesarean section, and pretty soon the average person is going to be encouraged to have a cesarean section. When a baby is born, Alex, it comes out of the womb, and it's supposed to be bathed with a coating of bacteria. That coating of bacteria that comes in from the mother's birth canal as the baby passes through goes into the baby's nose and into the baby's mouth, and it goes down the baby's digestive tract and implants in that baby's intestine. And from that point forward, those bacteria become that baby's personal, and I mean personal, health angels. In the future, we'll actually be able to identify human beings, individual human beings, by their specific bacterial population. By the way, the bacterial population is technically called the microbiome. And the microbiome, this universe of bacteria that lives in our gut that's responsible for so many aspects of good health, is supposed to begin at the point we enter into the world, as we leave the birth canal and go into life. Now, if you're born cesarean section, if a baby's born cesarean section, 1/3 of babies are, and more, the numbers are growing, that baby's going to be deprived of those initial bacteria, and that means from that point forward, that baby's health is going to be compromised. Now, it gets even worse, because the baby's digestive tract and the bacteria that have implanted, or theoretically have implanted in the baby's digestive tract, are supposed to proliferate via the activity of breast milk. That's one of the main roles of breast milk.
But we don't give them that. And then when they get big, they eat GMO corn that has pesticide in it that kills the good bacteria. And yeah.
All of it. So here's the deal, Alex. The baby's a day old, 2 days old, a week old. His health is already compromised for the rest of his life. And the baby hasn't even gotten out of the
They're not getting their colostrum. They're not getting the bacterial coat of all their mother's immunities. They're not syncing with mama. And, of course, the medical system at the top has no idea what's going on. It's all been planned, and we even have all the documents. The average doctor doesn't know, though. They're compartmentalized. Pharmacist Ben Fuchs is going to be hosting when he comes back.
We're on the march.